Okay, another modern way to ensure 90 degrees is of course to use the materials available to us. So I brought up this 8x4, that's feet, or 2.4 meters by 1.2 meters sheet of OSB, oriented strand board. But like most, if not all, of modern wood and other building components and materials, they are machined and cut to precision. So you've got drywall, plasterboard, plywood or OSB, which is cut into rectangular shapes with a practically perfect 90-degree angle. So in this case you can take up such a sheet and you can position it like so. You can position it here on the corner, right where you need it to be, and make sure that the walls are flush. You flush that there? Here and here.
Out. It's not.
Alright, so, well, for instructions. So, in this case, we know this is 90. Because of the inconsistency in this material, we need to be sure. Now, this is an important point because practically, and in terms of sacred geometry, it's the inside space that we wish to be harmonic and accurate. So if there is inconsistency in the structural wood, sometimes up to a centimeter difference between the actual thickness of one piece of wood and the next one, we must make sure that the internal dimensions are correct and the outside dimensions are whatever they need to be. We can overcome that inconsistency later with the wall finish on the outside, but the inside must be perfect. So in this case we can take it to the inside wall, Herky.
Okay.
Whoops. So we're going to slide this in here. Alright, wonderful. So just lift this up so you can see what we're doing here. We've placed this like so, and it is absolutely flush along here, practically flush along here, and you can see in the corner it's not, but that's only because we have a joint here. And you can see that the width of this and the width of this is not the same. But practically, we are going to be coming to this point. And that's a perfect 90 degree, practically perfect. And of course, when we build a wall up from here, that wall is going to be vertical and true. So this is another practical method of ensuring a 90 degree angle. And what's really interesting is that of course in the past these machine cuts and these industrially produced building components and materials and elements, that wasn't available to the builders and the framers. They cut the wood from the trees, they machined it as best they could, they used their eye, they planed it, and then they used it. Much more time consuming, but the amount of beautiful energy put into the building process, where time and money were not such an issue, was such that the end product was perfect and everything was cut and prepared with precision and with dedication. With modern building materials, we of course can achieve more in less time because of the it's like the quantities that are available to us that we know to be fitted with each other and together in just such a way. However, because all the materials are rectilinear, orthogonal, square and rectangular, the houses and the buildings and the structures that they produce have been limited by that. So we must, the idea of doing anything that's not 90 degrees is generally perceived by everybody as not worth it, too expensive, too much effort, what's the value? So of course, if everything has been made by hand from first principles and from the material in its original state, then it's not so much extra time or effort. But when we're using machine materials, so then the tendency is to just use them in their intended way, just build rectangles. But what Herky and we and others that have put together these sacred spaces for the last 10 or 15 years, actually almost 20 years, have learned to use what's available in the most beautifully playful and effective way. And you're going to be seeing that in the following videos. How to use the materials with minimal waste and get them to bend to our vision. And I remember our teacher and mentor, Mel, the most amazing framer from Canada, and he was our teacher in all of this. He said something, and he didn't realize the depth of what he said at the time, but he said, in order to bend a wall, you got to bend your mind. And that was one of the first things I heard him say, and I just loved it. And it means a lot. It means that we need to bend our perception into a new formulation, into a new way of seeing what's possible. So in order to bend a wall, a roof, a floor, whatever it is we wish to create, we must bend our mind into a new iteration of itself. More to follow. Thank you.